Hey guys, what's going on? FYMyPawn here, and welcome back to Sevtech Ages. Since we last left off, if I do recall correctly, we went through the process of making two types of machines. First, we sought to improve our power situation, and we made a very powerful generator that has managed to produce a ton of power, and it's been going on for quite a while, I must admit. Infinitely so. So that's a good thing. In addition to that, if I do recall correctly, we went through the effort of multiplying our ores, or at least 7 types of them, 10 times their original value, making them much more efficient, making them much more worthwhile to get, and many other things. However, for this stream, we've got big plans, or at least somewhat big plans. The hope is to, at least for this stream, try and finish off the recipe for the mechanism, because there is one more step that I have to do that I have to show on camera, so you guys are aware of it. There is, in addition, also a few more things. Namely, we want to get the next tier of rockets. If we can, we'll try and get 2 tiers done today, but I highly doubt that. Usually it's 1 tier an episode, so unfortunately we'll just have to stick to that gusto most of the time. And we're going to see about getting some infinite lava on top of our infinite water source, so maybe we can get something else out of it, so yeah. But I digress. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream, and let's get into things and see what happens. Because, yeah. Now, for those of you on Twitch who have realized it, I was a bit late. I apologize for that. I was just a bit tired, so I'm back. I'm good to go. So let's just see how things end up. As for those of you on YouTube, you probably haven't noticed anything change-wise, so yeah, let's just get into things and see what happens. I have done a few things off camera, nothing too amazing, but every little bit counts, or counts I should say, so I should probably go over that one individual thing at a time. First and foremost, I've managed to make all these chemical injection chambers, and I've made the purification chambers. Those are the first 2 things that I wanted to get across. I've also automated with the exporters, so that way gold crystals and all that, all that stuff is going to go into these chemical injection chambers. I still need to get another resource in there, namely the, what was it? Yes, I had to get hydrogen chloride in there, which is what we're going to be making today to finish off the machine. And down here, we've got the purification chambers, but I've decided to fill it with oxygen. Because oxygen is basically the closest substitute to flint. And honestly, I don't exactly want to be using... I don't exactly want to be using flint constantly. So, this was the next alternative, and we had a ton of on standby anyways, so all the more reason to get it used, all the more reason to use it up, that sort of thing. But anyways, our goal is going to be making more hydrogen chloride, or at least making a setup to create hydrogen chloride, which is going to be quite literally key for this machine. So once we got the hydrogen chloride, we will start distributing it into the front of the machines here. On the side of the machines, we'll have outputs to transport the ores. Then we'll have them going through the purification chambers to process that, getting them through the crushers, and just getting all of that set up, basically. After that, what I did is I managed to get some more carbon, at least 2 stacks worth. It's not a lot, but it's still enough to get processing done, enough to get the setups here done. And if I do recall correctly, I was going to try and get a few more things done, but I just didn't have the time. I was a bit tired, so yeah. That's the reason I'm a little bit late, for those of you on Twitch. But I digress. I think that is all that covers it. But yeah, no. We're going to get some Envirotech as well, hopefully today. That way we can get the infinite, that way we can get some infinite sand as well, but we've already got a way to process sand anyways. Oddly enough, this entire machine is dedicated to it, so issue isn't technically a problem yet, but we should consider making sand in the near future, or at least getting an infinite source for it, so we can just auto-process it into salt, and then we can just auto-process it from there. But I digress. It's a process. It is a process that we're gonna have to overcome. So, with that out of the way, let's see about making the machine that we're looking for. So, we've already covered that back wall. So I think it's our best interest to start working on this wall, or on the wall back there, for machines. Because if we get the machine set up, then we should be fine for the most part. Technically, I guess we could keep going down on this area, but we don't technically need to do that. But we'll do it regardless. I think it's for the best. And besides, we can put the machines here anyways. Or at least try to. I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with the compact machines because they're a bit awkward to work with. But I digress. I digress. For now, I think I'll just place them here unless I figure out that they're a bit too much, and then I'm just going to place them on here. Alright. But let us get back into it. So, for us to make hydrogen chloride, we're going to need salt to start with, I believe. Okay, hydrogen chloride, here we go. In order to get it, we're going to need chlorine and hydrogen. Hydrogen we already have. Chlorine, on the other hand, is a bit different. To get chlorine, we're going to need to get brine and separate chlorine and sodium. And that's for every brine that we got. To get brine, we're going to need the gaseous brine. Alright, so yeah. So from gaseous brine, we concentrate it into a brine, which is a liquid. Then we turn that liquid into sodium and chlorine via the electrolytic separator. And sodium, I do believe, is not something you can make anything out of. So yeah, it's kind of a useless material, so we'll put that through a tank and we'll just have it dump sodium. Chlorine, on the other hand, that will be used in a chemical infuser, which will combine hydrogen and chlorine once we get a tank set up. Probably going to need to set up a processing unit for hydrogen to get the excess out. Because I'm sure the excess would be most definitely appreciated. Yeah, you see here, there's a whole plethora of extra here that I can probably set through a pressurized reaction. No, not a PR. But I could probably get it through a rotary concentrator, just like right here. Which wouldn't be too bad. So we get it through a rotary concentrator, we get a tank, and then we can connect it up to get oxygen into our system. Or at least hydrogen into the system. So yeah, at the very least we'll get extra of that and just move on from there. And we could probably also do with getting this oxygen as well while we're at it. Just basically get the excess that we have and just start pumping it elsewhere. Because that makes sense. Okay, but yeah, without further ado, things set up. First, we're going to want a new tank. So we're probably going to want to start making some fluid tanks again. Alright, that's 14. Gonna need a normal fluid tank. We've got 8 of those now. We can make 2 tanks. Okay, we're gonna need purple blocks. Thankfully we got 64 on hand. We'll make 2 huge tanks. And now we just need platinum plates. Thankfully it's not too hard. We just have to get the metal press for plates. We'll quickly replace that with whatever press we've got currently, which is 3. We'll put the ingots through, put in the metal press away, get the blocks away, and while those are processing, we can start organizing these two to start processing via the Rotary Concentrators in order to turn them into liquids and put them back into the system, as that is what usually is usually required more than anything. But I digress. So we're going to make 2 Rotary Concentrators. Okay, we've got most of the materials, but we're going to need 3 gas tanks, 3 fluid tanks, and 3 energy tablets. The third one is meant for the brine. Okay, that's 3. We are missing Enriched, so I will need to make more of that, unfortunately, but that is fine. If there's one thing I am not lacking, it's definitely the ore, or the iron, that is. I really should use iron ore process, though. I'll process it the normal way for now, because we're still trying to get the resources set up. So we're just running on fumes for materials. Hopefully I can get some more redstone out of it. Anyways, we'll let that run for a bit. We need at least 5 of that. So in the meantime, we can get the basic fluid tanks at least. No we can't, because we need iron. Great. Well, at least I can get 30 iron, so I can make at least them properly, so... Alright, that's the tanks. We'll get the iron back in. Okay, we these back. There we go. We'll still need 7, but that's fine. Got 5 enriched alloys, so that's the recipe. Alright, that is 3 energy tablets, and finally... put in the materials, like so. Bada bing, bada bing. Got 3 rotary concentrators, which is nice. Okay, with the power of the rotary concentrators, we are to also need to provide power to them, which we'll provide probably under the machine or behind. The circumstances, we're going to want to concentrate into a liquid for these 2 machines anyways. So we'll quickly... Alright, how am I going to power this? on the top, I don't need to do it. Although, then again, I could just process ethylene, because we do have quite a lot of ethylene on hand. Then again, it's already condensating anyway, so it doesn't. The point is I'm getting ahead of myself. I just need to do it this way, don't I? Like, if I place it like, how do I place it? I guess I could place it like right beside the tank here. Here. If I do it like that, then I can get the. Alright. Let's get the energy wrapped around, I guess. Alright, advanced universal cable. If I wrap the machine like this, that will provide power to the rotary condensator. Or at least for that one. From here, we rise the power cable up to here, and that will start powering that. But instead, I'm going to actually cut that and make it a little shorter by placing it in front. There we go. Now that will provide power to the rotary condensator. And if I'm not mistaken, if we take the cable here, put two there, we can start getting the liquids in. But before that, I should definitely get one of the tanks set up, because I'm going to need it for the other liquids, for sure. Alright, fluid tank larges. Okay, that is 3 extreme fluid tanks. Place one right here, so we can start fluid liquid for the purposes of this machine. Okay, we've got the power, we just need to start inputting. So on the front face we need to output, so that way we get excess oxygen going in here to process. For here, we're going to want to put this on the left side as an output, so that way excess hydrogen goes in here and processes. So we'll turn that into liquid hydrogen. Got liquid oxygen coming out in abundance. We already do technically have liquid oxygen already pumping out, so it's not that huge a deal. I'm just doing this to, you know, get more resources out of it, put simply. That's all. But anyways, liquid oxygen's pumping out. All we gotta do is we got to get inputs in. But we should also get our setup for liquid hydrogen. So before we do anything, we first focus on this liquid hydrogen. Get a little bit, pump it into the tank here. We lock the liquid hydrogen in place. We get 2 things set up, if I'm not mistaken, which is the... Yeah, we got the liquid oxygen pumping in, we've got the hydrogen set up. So what we're going to need is we're going to need an external storage. We're also going to need more annihilation and creation cores, or whatever they are. Okay, 1 external storage. Alright, we whitelist fluids. Make sure it's liquid hydrogen that's going in. Let's see. We set the priority as 1. So that way the first thing it goes into is here. That way, if our inventory is filling up, we can fill up this mainly, which is good. And from here, we get external, or we get a imports? Yeah, we need import tanks, or we need import valves. That way we can put the resource or the liquids in, and then we can have our infinite supply at the ready. I just had to make it daytime to make it easier for us to see, and we are good to go. Well, for the most part anyways. So oxygen. Okay, 2 importers. Alright, that's 2 importers set up. Alright, because of that, we take that. We blacklist, we get fluids in. That'll pump in the liquid. From here, because we have it set up already, we make sure it is a fluid, and we pump hydrogen, and there we go. Hydrogen is now starting to pump in infinitely. So now the first step of our 3-ish step process is done. So hydrogen we can transport at our own leisure, which is not a bad thing. Now we've got to make the brine, I do believe. To make a gaseous brine, we're going to need salt. To get salt, or specifically we need to get a very specific salt, I do believe. I think it's halitate. Yes. If we get halitate salt, we can use a crusher to process it, I do believe. Or, no, it's not that. It's something else. It's Nettier? No. There's a very specific salt that I can use to make the brine. Let's see. If I used a grindstone, I can make halitate salt, which, while nice, is not the best course of action here. What else can I use? Because I know there's a salt that I can use to make this. Hold on. Let's see. Alright. We've got mechanism salt, which would work, but no. We want to make this infinite, essentially. Okay. Halitate appears to be the only option for infinite. But we're going to have to use the grindstone, oddly enough. So we're going to have to use old tech to make infinite salt, it seems. Which is really odd. Originally I had planned on making it infinite another way, but it's not like we got another choice, do we? Nitrate dust, crusher, no. I guess I could go with the distiller, but no, I can't make that. Chemical crystallizer, make salts. Salt blocks, make salt. Yeah, no. From what you can probably tell, yeah, like... Unless I start processing this in some particular way, yeah, I can't really make it. The only real option here is to get the sand through, or to get salt through sand, which is going to require a grindstone, which is going to require the horse. which we've saved up since the beginning. So what we're going to make is we're going to make a crude method, but an efficient method with our horse here, that we've kept trapped in here for oh so long. Do that, I should probably set up a little location for him to run around on. We'll probably do it here, I'm guessing. That is my thoughts on it anyways. Okay, how should I treat this? Well, I guess the best course of action would be to use a wood of some kind, but... Well, it really doesn't matter, ultimately. Do we have concrete? I do believe we do, yeah. Let's use concrete, because I do believe that makes you a little bit faster. We're going to need the horse grindstone. Alright, that makes sand. Kind of wish there was another way we could go about it. But it doesn't look like there is. Yeah. A niter can make bags of niter. It makes gunpowder. Can gunpowder make salt? It can make sulfur, from the looks of it, so... Once we get another chemical injection chamber, we can use that to make sulfur infinitely, using hydrogen chloride, so... We do have yet another option to produce more for our machine, because we're going to need an infinite source of sulfur anyways. Whether we can make gunpowder or not, that's another issue entirely, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Okay, we're going to need a 7x7 and 2 block high area, it seems. So, for the purposes of this, now, if I'm not mistaken, that is 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. And we just circle this around. Like so. Put the concrete away. Let us put in the smooth basalt. The concrete, so hopefully that will make things more tolerable here. That is the hope anyways. Alright, we get the horse grindstone, we place it there, and I do believe that makes it viable. Say for certain now. It's gonna have to wing it, and like heck it does work. Here we go. And we just gotta get the horse in. Let's quickly light this puppy up a little bit so we can see. Alright, neon panels all across here. Now we get the horse, which is going to be a chore and a half, I suspect. How's his health looking? It's looking pretty good. All things considered. So let's just hope he can... I could probably get some slime, actually. Hold on. Fine. Okay. Right, we're gonna need a saddle for this, so one sec. Okay, saddle. There we go. It's been a while since I've used a horse, that's for sure. Alright, let me get a lead. Wait, hold on. The area is not valid. I mean, it should be. Alright, no, it is valid. I just had to remove the slime. Okay, good. Alright, well, that's set up there. We're going to need to get an input here and an output. So, let us refill this. And let us see about getting the machine set up. But before that, I should probably get the smooth basalt set. Goodness knows I'm going to need, at the very least, a 2x2 wall so the horse doesn't escape. Because I have had previous experiences with that, and I don't exactly want to make that a commodity here. Alright, horse is set up. Machine set up, so we don't need to do anything more strenuous than this. We are going to need to get an input and output, so take the bottommost bit here. Make sure we have a connection to it, basically. We'll cut up the bottom here so we can see a little bit better. And what we're probably going to do is we're going to import on the top. So we're going to import sand on the top, and then we'll export the salt at the bottom. So the horse is going to be working infinitely, but other than that, he'll have a speed boost from the black concrete, which will be nice. He will produce infinite salt. So we've got infinite salt on the way. We just need to get it connected up, don't we? Alright. We've got now. There we go. We'll get this connected up to the machine. Or at least I'm kind of hoping this works. If not, we'll have to use a hopper method. Which, I mean, it works all the same. I just prefer not to help it. But it's something we'll have to do regardless, so we'll figure it out, I'm sure. Okay, but we're going to need one exporter. We're also going to need one importer for this. So what we do, we get sand. Alright, we put in item sand, and there we go. It starts grinding sand. We put in sand constantly, and yeah, using infinite salt, I guess. Here, alright, we need halitate rock salt, which goes from sand. We only get 1 for 1, unfortunately, but that's fine, considering we're trying to get it to work more than anything. But hey, that's not bad. Alright, because of this, we can now put in the importer right here. And oh, I meant to get the salt, but okay. Alright. We'll get the resources in first, and then we'll go from there. As for how I get them out, I'm gonna have to connect the wire here. So what we'll do is we'll connect the wire here, go across. Okay, it's being a little bit more annoying than I intended. That's fine. There we go. And as a result, the salt should come out, I think. Yep, halitate rock salt. Perfect. We make sure to whitelist, though. Alright, whitelist. We want only halitate salt coming through. And oh, now we've got a slow but infinite source of salt. I wish there was another method that we could use, like a mechanism or a machine. But we're just going to have to rely on our little horse here to basically produce for us. But hey, it's infinite salt, so I'm not complaining. That to the machine. So that is the next step done. Which is good. Which is good. It's really good. Okay. Now that we've made the salt, which is enough to make the brine, we can start making the brine itself and turning it into a liquid and then turning it into a material for our uses. Of course, we're going to need another tank to make use of that, of course. But I'm kind of used to it at this point that we just make a ton of tanks. Okay, let's see. So from here, we've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 9 on this side. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so this will be the last one, basically. Well, technically it'll be the last one, I should say. Alright, but anyways. We'll worry about getting the storage set up for that later. But for now, what we're going to want is we're going to want to process this thing. I'm going to try and squeeze it in here, I think. Because we can always just build up, which is the option. So we're going to try and build up to make this brine. That way we can also quickly process it over to the chemical injection chamber. We're done. Which makes things a lot easier. Alright, to make the chemical oxidizer, we are going to need, or rather, to get the brine, we're going to need the chemical oxidizer. You know what? Let's place it here instead. I much prefer it here. So we're going to need a chemical oxidizer, so 1 second. Alright, we've got Enriched Alloys, its basic control circuits. We need a personal chest. We're going to need a basic gas tank, and we're going to need a dynamic tank. We are still going to need Enriched Alloys, so we will quickly grab those because I did process a bunch ahead of time. Yep, we got 52. It's not a perfect amount, of course, but it gets the job done. Okay, what else was what we want? We wanted a personal chest, and we wanted the Enriched Alloys placed in. Bada bing, bada boom, we've got a chemical oxidizer now. From here, what we do is we get the cable, I guess. Let's get the advanced universal. Do is we take the chemical oxidizer, we place it here to start with. That way we have room to place the cable on one side, so that way we can place in the resources that we need on a whim. So let's quickly get our cable out, because we're going to need that for this machine, which we will just line up like so. And what we could probably do is just connect it like so. No, after all. We'll quickly get an exporter in. Place that down there. We get halitate salt. Or I should say salt rocks, specifically. We export the salt into here, which processes into the brine, which is 50 per salt rock, which is the most we can probably do, I think. Which kind of sucks, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. And hey, we're getting plenty of power, so it's not a complaint on my part, that's for sure. How's energy's infinite, so that's good. Although that said, I should probably see about upgrading our energy outputs here. Yeah, you know what? Maybe a direct line to energy wouldn't be that bad. Because goodness, we're on fumes here. Oh well, we'll figure something out, I'm sure. But the point is that it's working. That's the important bit. I'll worry about the power sort of situation later. But anyways, let's see. What else do we need? We need the Rotary Concentrator. And we need to turn this gas into a liquid. Concentrate like so. Which, yep, using the brine as a transformer, we use the brine to make a brine. Okay. From the gaseous brine to a brine, we process the brine through an electrolytic separator, so we can get that right connected on, actually, from the looks of it. We will have to dump the sodium, I think. Yeah, no, with the electrolytic separator, I am going to have to put it on the front. Then I'll get a tank, and then I'll dump it from there. So I'll have to place the machine, like, right here, I think. It won't get in the way with the enrichment chamber, so that's good, I think. And then we can go from there. So let me quickly sort that out, actually. First, we're going to need the electrolytic separator itself. Thankfully, we have all the materials except for the middle one, which, again, is an easy process. We're just going to need... We're going to need grit and dust, so iron. Let's get some iron. We'll get some gold grits while we're at it. Oh, well, we've got goldrit, actually. We need osmium now. Yeah, we need osmium. We'll get 32 osmium via the clusters, and we'll just chuck in 32 here. That'll do. At the very least, it's better than just waiting and expecting it to do something. Whew. Alright, osmium. I'll just chuck in 20 here, I guess. It'll save time, I suppose. There we go. Right, we're going to need the osmium, where is it? Osmium. It's not here, it's here. No, here. There we go. Thanks to that, we've got the node. We can get the Electrolytic Separator. We will need to put the separator right here. We are going to need 2 tanks. Right, actually. No, we can't actually place it here, so that is not an option. However, what we can do is we can get the cable here. And we can have the resource come in through the front on the middle, like so. So that way we put in the electrolytic separator, or the pipe we can get. Let's see, we need a mechanical pipe. Okay, no, that's space. Okay, so this is, these are mechanical pipes which punch liquid, I do believe. Alright, we need the upgraded version. Advanced mechanical pipes. That'll work. At the very least, we got 8, so that's good. What we do is we put it in here, and there we go. The liquid should it's not, so rip that plan. Although, now I think I can transport the liquids, because it is technically a liquid. Alright, let's get 2 fluid laser relays, because we need to get the brine. So we get this connected to here. Does it work like that? Or do I have to put it through the back? No, I have to put it through the front. So I'm not in the wrong? Am I? Hold on. Alright, well, we've got the power. That's not an issue. Okay, I do believe I have electrolytic separators already, so let's see. Water needs to come from the back, it seems. Okay, so I need to move this forward, and I need to move the cable forward as a result. So the machine on the back here. So we put this there, we place the cable here, like so. We get the laser wrench connected up. There we are. And it should connect. Unless me turning this into a liquid was not viable. Hold on, hold on. A gaseous brine turns into a brine, which should be a liquid, should it not? Unless it's not a liquid, in which case, oh dear, this makes things a little harder. I mean, I guess I can check just to be sure. The best way would be to check if it is a advanced pressurized tube. Well, no. That's a U cable. We need a pressurized cable. Okay. Here. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Odd. Okay, yeah, no. With the electrolytic separators, which we've got plenty of, we use it to put water through the back. Through there, we're able to concentrate it into a material. And it should be different for the brine, shouldn't it? Hold on. Let me get some brine real quick. Because I can fill it up, apparently. So that's not an issue. I don't want to use it there. Like, I want this a process before I start using it. Because brine doesn't have any uses beyond that, I do believe. And it does appear that brine is a liquid, so it can process properly. So it's not like I'm doing anything wrong here. Okay, maybe it is processed on the front. In which case, then it should work. In which case, I'm going to have to move this machine again. Okay, hold on. $73.5. In the meantime, I'm going to use salt as a means of a substitute for the. So that at the very least, I'm getting more brine out of it, so I can start processing properly. It should be working though. That's annoying. Do I have to place it on top? Surely not. It'd be very weird. Yeah, brine doesn't work there. Yeah, this is a very particular recipe. Alright, that doesn't process from the looks of it. Okay, so I've deemed that actual addition cable or laser relays don't work, which kind of sucks. But so oh, whoops. There we go. Sorry, I just accidentally misclicked on the whole thing, thus buggering out the whole little screen, but I digress. To get this in, then I think we're going to have to see if we can find a mechanical pipe that transports liquids. So, 1 second. Because if anything's going to work, it's the mechanism stuff, I would. Pipes are fluids. So it should work with the mechanical. Okay. Now, does that work? No, it does not. Okay, so mechanical pipe don't work. Can I get away with fluid extraction pipes, maybe? That might work. It's hard to say whether it will for certain, but it's better than nothing. Extraction. There we go. There we are. Now it's pumping through. So what it does is it basically extracts from the side, forcefully, mind you, into the Electrolytic Separator. And from there, we get the sodium and chlorine processing to where we can just start pumping it through and getting the sodium and chlorine respectively. Because of the process, however, we're going to need to get 2 tanks, I do believe. One for sodium, one for chlorine. And I do believe we need to literally ditch sodium as a whole. Now, let's see. We've got liquid sodium and sodium. Because sodium, it says, is there? Yeah, sodium, we're not getting liquid sodium, so it is technically considered a gas, liquid sodium. So, for sodium, we're going to want to ditch that, so... we will quickly get a basic gas tank here. That will store the sodium. Alright, we have only an input, and we will dump any excess. So, at the very least, we will have sodium, but we won't be using it. For the other, which is going to be the chlorine, we are going to want to transport that back, and probably... is it a gas, though? I'm not sure. Alright, we've got chlorine, and we've got liquid chlorine, so I guess it is currently considered a gas in this case. So from here, what we use is we take the electrolytic separator, we transfer it over into another machine, in which case we should be fine. So from here, what we're going to want to do, if I do recall correctly, is, let's see. From chlorine, we're going to need a chemical infuser, we're going to need hydrogen, and we're going to need chlorine to combine get a hydrogen-chlorine setup. We can then get this converted, well, technically we can get it converted if we need to, but we will make that like a machine on the end here, I'm thinking, if anything. But I digress. We will get that made, and we will get it over to the position, and we will have it set up and ready, for the most part. Okay. Okay, chlorine. Let's see. Yeah, chlorine's only good in its own form, so chemical infuser now. To make a chemical infuser, we're going to need 2 basic gas tanks, a dynamic tank, and the usual recipes. Alright, chemical infuser, bada bing bada boom. From here, we take the cable, we will link it up here, I guess. So we place that here. We might actually have to move it back a bit, so let's get that up. There we go. We'll move this one block over. Now what we do is we get the mechanism stuff. Namely the advanced pressurized tubes, because that is what we're going to need to transport this puppy. Okay, that takes it out in abundance. There we go. Now it will put in chlorine on one side. Now we just need hydrogen on the other. Namely, the hydrogen properly. So we're going to need a deconcentrator next, which will pump in the deconcentrated the material. So we got liquid oxygen. We need liquid hydrogen next. So okay. Yeah, we need a condensator. Okay, we're missing out on the basic fluid tank. We are missing out on a osmium tank. Need an energy tablet. And bada bing bada boom, we've got another condensator. We're going to need to decondenstrate to make it into a gas, I think. Unless we need liquid oxygen. It just needs to be hydrogen, so yeah, it needs to be the gas form. Okay. In that case, we need to decondenstrate. So we get the pressurized tube here, like so. Get the rotary concentrator like so. Or, whoops, not what I want. Grab that. There we go. Now that it's pressed up, we want to decondenstrate, so we're going the opposite way. We will need to get the universal cable connected, so we get the cable connected on the bottom. That way the processing properly. From there, we get a tank. Alright, and we connect it properly. One fluid tank should do it. We're going to need to recharge our remote because it is at low power once again. There we go. From here, we just get a cable to it. And we can probably do this with the usual laser relay setup that we got. Alright. From here, we're going to need we'll need an exporter for transporting the liquid. Alright, we are going to want it facing here. So we need it up here, I think. Yep. The fluid tank, we place it down here. Remove this cable for now. We can get the exporter in. Perfect. Go. From here, we take the hydrogen setup that we've got out, quickly put it into this machine here, so that way we can start converting hydrogen into something else. Nope, not the jerry can. We need liquid. There we go. Hydrogen goes in. We lock that in as we need to use. From so that way we have excess. And from here we take the fluid laser relays, combine them together, and with this we should be able to just use a laser wrench Pop them together. And there we go. We've got hydrogen chloride. Because of this now, we can get a tank. We can connect it up to the machines here with a bit of wiring finagling. And yeah, we're basically done on that front. Alright, for the advanced pressurized tube, because I do believe this is still a gas, I think. Let's see, hydrogen chloride. Yeah, it is currently considered a gas, so we will need to keep that in mind. But it's not that bad all the same. Okay, we're going to need a bit more advanced pressurized tubes, but hey, that's fine. We just need a basic gas tank to transfer, like so. This turn to a proper one, so turn off all the inputs. We want to connect back, and then we want to output on the top. There we go. Now we've got yeah, no, it's an inputs. Oh no, we need the back, so this is we need the back there. There we go. Now I've got it right. So with that, I'm going to need more advanced pressurized tube, but basically the mechanism is done. Alright, not mechanical pipe, we need pressurized tubes, so there we go. 32 should do it. Connect all of these together, like so. Alright, on this side, it's none, good. Well, it doesn't matter. The point is that it's going to work, I do believe. So, yeah. Just worry about that as we see fit. Let's see. We're going to want purple to be the representative for the most part. Alright, we'll just make that extra purple. Or extra, and it's considered purple. We'll quickly connect that up. And there we go. Now everything should be receiving hydrogen chloride, or chlorine, or whatever have you called. And there we go. That is just going to process. We'll get our crystals converted in due time. The power will, of course, naturally do the rest for us. And now we just need to get exporters. So that way we can export the crystals, get it into the machine, rinse and repeat until we are done. Which is basically all that's done for the machine, because that's all we need to do. Anyways, let us make 6 importers to start out with. Okay, here we go. There we go. 6 importers set up and ready to go. Alright. I guess I could actually hop up on the that'll take out the materials. Now we need exporters set up. Okay, how many do we need? We need 6. There we go. 6 export. each with their own setup, of course, but that we can worry about in a minute. Okay, cable. Alright, there we go. That is a ton of cable sorted and done with. What else? We need the stack here to go up. There you go. Done. Good. From here, we're going to need exporters. No, we need importers, actually. But I digress. We'll worry about that in a minute. Because we currently have osmium currently working. Or the crystals currently grinding. Alright, let's see. We've got the shards. So we got a lead shard. We've got silver shards, I assume. Yep, silver shards. We've got copper shards. We've got gold shards. Let's see. We're going to need iron shards. Well, no, we technically already got the iron shards sorted. So, ignore the iron shards. Alright, let's see. We're going to need tin shards. Here we go. And we're going to need osmium shards. There we go. From here, we go with iron, gold. There we go. Osmium. From here, we get copper. From here, it's tin. To here, we go with silver. And finally, we go to lead. And that'll just start producing resources time. Slowly but surely. Of course, it's going to waste a lot of oxygen, but that's par for the course. I honestly expected this. But hey, now we get lead clumps. So, we got clumps, which can be refined in the crusher, which we'll worry about in a minute. But yeah. Okay, for importers, we're going to need a lot of them, of course. But namely, we're going to need a bunch of logic processors and annihilation cores, so we'll get on those real quick. Let's get 2 stacks running. We'll get a ton of gold going in. Preferably, I'd like to get some diamonds. So, let's get a half a stack there. There we go. Now we can start processing some diamond conduits, or circuits, just in case. Never know. But yeah, no, things are going to start to process real quick at this rate, so the more we do it, the better. Of course, we're going to be running out of power immediately through this, but it's not like we've got a better choice power-wise. Although, then again, I guess I could upgrade the cabling to some degree. But we're fine for now. We don't need to upgrade it right now. It does the job. It's slow, but it does the job. That's the good thing. Okay. Let us see. Slurry's been working hard, so we got plenty of crystals to work through. Yeah, we've got ourselves a ahead of quite the job, I imagine. And that's not including that we're only just running through the normal salt here. Apologies for that, I was stretching. Okay, so silver clumps go into play. We've got the oxygen going, so that's good. It still is a bit slow because we're running on fumes for power for most machines, but I'm sure a quick upgrade should be fine on that. Yeah, if I'm able to get an upgrade, I should. Let's see. Supported speed, energy. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to need some energy pipe, or energy upgrades. But if I can upgrade that, then it'll increase the efficiency, thus reducing the power consumption and just make things a lot easier. But that is something that we will worry about later. What else do we need to do? That is the question. Right, we need to wait for these things to process. Plenty of logic processors now. This should be for our purposes. We're still going to need annihilation cores. So we'll get 5 of those. We're going to need 6 importers. There we go. 6 importers. We will place those on. There we go. That'll take out the clumps. We're going to need exporters. Although, first I should probably set up the importers. There's nothing stopping me from doing so after all. Alright, we've got 4. Got 8 of those. We're going to still need more. Process. There we go. Okay, we've got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to need 5 more. There we go. For the others, they're basically done. We'll just connect them accordingly, like so. Okay. That's another. There we go. And another. And okay. From here we get 6. We need exporters now. Okay. It seems we've ran out, actually, of Fluix dust. So we're going to need a crusher to grind up the Fluix crystals, it seems. So, do we have any Fluix on hand? 32. Perfect enough. We'll just toss these in, let those grind away. Inventory anyway. Deal. And off we go. Okay, okay. From here, we get the exporters, which is going to require formation cores. Okay, that's 5. We just need to get the exporter set up now, which shouldn't be that hard. Alright, how's the processing going here? We are out of power for some reason. That's a little concerning. But okay. Okay, that's odd. Oh, redstone. Right. Here we go. Not working. Currently. Which it is, yeah. The one thing I don't have automated in there is just having excess redstone on hand, but hey, considering how much processing we're currently doing, kind of hard to get any more redstone in that system. But I digress, I digress. It gets the job done. Okay. Of course I'm going to need a lot of these logic processors, but 5 should be enough for now to set things up. That's 5. So we quickly start placing these down, I guess, on the crushers. because that will set things up for the next step of the process. Of course, it's still not done. That's 5 more. We quickly open this up. We get 4 more, and here we go. Place 1, 2, 3, and finally 4. Now we get the cable to connect it all up. Stack should do it. Probably less than a stack, but I digress. Now we just connect all of these together so they are all connected to the massive inventory that and organization that we've got. Chop that down real quick. Place that. Then we connect all these up together, which again requires a lot of finagling, but I digress. Okay, now everything is baked. We just have to organize things so we get the clumps accordingly. Okay. Now we organize the clumps. We've already got the iron clumps sorted, so we don't have to worry about that. The iron goes into clumps here, and processes here. So we just need the clumps of the others. Okay, starting with gold. We then get osmium. We get copper, tin, silver, and lead. That's 6. We get it through the crusher, I do believe. Yep. So we get the crusher going on the gold here. There we go. Osmium, copper, tin, silver, and finally lead. Once we actually set it up on the exporter. There we go. Now all of those will pump out for at least a little bit. Okay. From here, they turn into dirty. Yeah, they turn into a dirty ore, so we go from there. So we start with gold. We get osmium next. Get copper, tin, silver, and lead. There we go. From here, we just go from the iron and go from there. Gold, osmium, copper, tin, silver, and finally, to finish all of this, lead. There we go. It's all done. And now it's just going to process infinitely while we wait. Mind you, it's going to take... This is a lengthy process, so it's not going to be the most efficient, but it does multiply the ores by 10. Due to the fact that we have to process through here. And it's basically, once we get the dissolution chamber, that it multiplies by 10. Because each 100 milliliters produces... Or at least every iron cluster will produce 1,000 milliliters of liquid once it goes through the dissolution chamber. So that's the important bit that you got to keep in mind. But I digress. This is the rough idea of how you have to build it. You can probably make it more efficient than I did, but hey, that's just part of the course. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be back for 5 minutes. When we return, probably going to do is we're going to see if we can't make ourselves the next tier of rocket, which I believe is tier 7. I need to check to confirm. It's in our bag, I think. Yeah. To get a tier 7 rocket, we're going to have to build a lot of machinery. But we're probably going to make a lava maker, I think, before that. But that's only just because I want to get it done and over with. just in case we want to need, or we need lava. But I digress. I will be I'll be right back in 5 minutes, and I will reconvene from then. See you guys in a bit. Okay, I return. I am back and ready to go. Okay. Now, if I do recall correctly, we need to either make a lava maker, or a lava gen, or we need to make the tier 7 rocket. Now, I'm not entirely certain if we have the materials needed for the tier 7 rocket, because we kind of did just leave our mechanism on another planet. So I'm not 100% certain if we got everything set up there. Yeah, no, I'm not 100% certain that we got everything connected, so that's a shame. So we'll just set up for Goblin Home. We will have to go and rocket ourselves over there to Uranus, which is the place that we need the materials for. So we're going to have to do that. On that stream, or rather, what am I saying? The point is that we got to go to Uranus again, so that's the thing. From there, we've got to go to make a lava gen. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard. It's literally just lava after all, right? Okay. But yeah, no. That's all we gotta do. We just gotta do that. Alright, how do we make lava? There is the melter, which melts items into a liquid. That is not exactly what we want. We want the lava fabricator, which will produce large, with basically a large amount of power, it can produce lava. So that's what we're going to do, I think. We're going to need a machine case and a few other items, but magma cream is pretty easy, I think. 2 magma creams, and now we just need a machine case, which we can make with the multi-block structure. We just need light gray plastic, quartz glass, a redstone engineering block, and a black iron frame. So, easy enough. I just need to get the materials needed. Okay. Okay, where is it? Okay, with that, we've got the plastic set up. We only need 21 for this, so that's fine. We're going to need 4 quartz glass. We're going to need a redstone engineering block. Thankfully we have a spare. I was honestly expecting us not to, but hey, that's a plus. And we need the black iron frame. Alright. To make the black iron frame, we're going to need a black iron slate, which easy enough to make. We just need 1 black iron ingot pressed in the mechanism here via the press. Thankfully we got the plate press, so that is going to be what we actually need for this. We quickly grab the slate, we grab the black iron frame. We grab an advanced wafer for the completion of the project. And now we go building the mechanism. So it's just 9 plastic on the bottom. We do a quick border like so. On these sides, like that. From in here, we take the quartz glass. We surround this area here. We put in the black iron, put in the redstone engineering block. And finally, we toss in the advanced wafer. And bada bing, bada boom, we've got ourselves a machine frame. That way we can make the lava fabricator. Of course, we're going to need to connect it with power, but hey. That is par for the course when trying to make literally any machine. with the lava fabricator, we just need to set it up somewhere. For the purposes of this machine, I think it's best if we keep to the setup of place, ignore, place, ignore, place. We're going to want it right here. From the top, we will produce power. From the bottom, what I think is we're going to... Yeah, so from the top, we'll produce power for the machine. On the bottom, we will then... Or we could move... Hold on. Let's move this elsewhere. If I move it right here, then it actually makes it much easier to transfer power, so... we do have, thankfully, an advanced this on the tippy top here. So what we do is we take this, we combine it there, provides a ton of power. We can start producing lava infinitely, and from the bottom here, what we can do is here, or somewhere here anyways. So we'll get there, chop that down, there we go. Move the smooth basalt there. Now if we can cable here, then we're basically golden. I highly doubt we will, but hey, that's fine. Got plenty of fluid laser relays we can just yoink, which we don't need ultimately down here anymore, because we run a different method for transporting liquids. But I digress. Not a hard process to get over. Okay. From here then, we're going to need a new connector. But before that, I've got a better way of transporting the connections. At least that's my thought anyways. What we can do is we can bridge the connection here. We've got one that goes 70 blocks. Probably over there, I'm guessing. And then, of course, we got this receiver here, which is another thing, but that is... It doesn't matter. The point is that we get the cable here, we connect it up, and it should connect to the entire system. Or at least the entire system on this level, I should say. So what we want is we're going to want this to disconnect real quick, like so. Alright. Put that there. We've got the network card and we got a receiver. Alright, we've got a receiver here, which we don't technically need. So what we're going to do is we're going to break that again. There we go. Connect that up. And it should power. Yep. There we go. Now we got a receiver and a transmitter and a card. So now we can transport in under here if we so desire. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get the receiver connect somewhere on this level, which I think is probably going to be best in between these two. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so in between 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, so somewhere here. Alright, we get the receiver here, specifically. We will set this link to this network card here. Then we'll get the transmitter. We will connect this up. Anywhere. I guess connect it to here somewhere. Well, we'll connect it to this machine here. That way everything's just connected in some way. And there we go. 37 blocks away. And in this area, we now have the receiver. It's on. It's good to go. From here, we just take our cable like so. And start connecting it up. Save ourselves the trouble of showing off wiring that we don't need to. Of course, that said, we're going to need to get rid of all the stone at some point. Like, holy, we've got a lot to do. But hey, one thing at a time. We're not in a rush. I'm certainly not in a rush, because, well, I need more materials in order to make a new tool, in which case I can silk touch all this. Or even that, I just need to get a drill or something just to make this process infinitely easier. But one thing at a time. I'm not too worried about it. It becomes more prevalent, and I've got to get to tier 10, so once we hit that mark, then we should be good. Anyways, lava. Let's start with that. For this, we're going to need the importer, which is an easy enough creation process. Alright, importer's set up. We want fluids to come in, so that way the fluid of lava goes in with these. Of course, we should get power at some point, but that's fine, honestly. Us producing this slow is perfectly fine for me. And considering it how fast it is to produce water, I think considering the circumstances, it's a lot easier just to go about it this way. Although that said, we really should find a way for us to expend all this water. I am curious, what can I do with water actually? There's the washers, obviously. But yeah, what can I do with it? That's more so the question. Electrolytic Separator. PRCs, deconcentrators, distillers, a boiler. I could make a volcanic crystallizer, which will make obsidian infinitely. Orematic will turn ores into 3 times, obviously. There's the Mark IIIs, there's mixers that we can do. We've got hydrators, apparently. Hydrators could work. At the very least, it would make something interesting, I'm sure. You could turn terracotta into clay, which is alright, but not something I really need. Oh man, yeah, there's a lot I can do here. There's the Solidifier, which can make literally just ice, I guess. Not sure what I'd use ice for, though. I think what I really need is just like something that's going to expend it constantly into something. Yeah, no, there's literally nothing I can do. I mean, I guess I could literally just try and make soggy noodles constantly, but it doesn't seem like a wise thing to do. No, we're just gonna have to figure out a way to dump excess water, I think. Like, as much as I like water, not gonna work for the long term, I think. Okay, how do I go about dumping excess materials then? Yeah, we're fine on water. What else can I do? Right, we've done the lava. Now we just need to make the tier 7 rocket, which, if I'm not mistaken, let's see, we've got 4 versions of it. We need reinforced crystal. Alright, we don't have white gems or crystal, I do believe. Yeah, we don't have crystal ore, unfortunately. Huh. Well, it's not like I need to, but I digress. Okay. now we're in a position that we actually have to go to space, because we need to reset the system, or we need to reset the mechanism for the portals in order for us to actually go and get the resources that we had originally wanted to collect. Because if we don't have those, then we can't really do anything now, can we? So, all the more reason to do this now than later. Okay. Fuel capacitor. Alright, perfect. We get the rocket on. Fuel loader set up. Let's get the cable. Put the cable here. The fluid tank. Pump that all in. Oh, no, wait. Wrong way. Needs to be the other way around. There we go. Cut that. Quickly get the HP capacitor on this. Alright, let's see. How long does it take to fuel? Not too long. Easy enough. Okay. And it's full. Perfect. We will cut down the power here. We will everything else that we do need, so we'll quickly extract which we can't, unfortunately, so that's fine. Okay, we've got the power, we've got the machines, alright. I set up. Perfect. So we should be able to go to the next planet with ease, I think. We will keep to the Goblin home portal, as will the portable teleporter, of course. And we're going to need our spacesuit, actually. One sec. It's not on us, so one sec. We are going to want tier 3. There we go. How's oxygen? Plenty fine. Alright, from here, we're good to go. Let us launch and get out of here for tier 7. Huh, is there no audio? Hold on. I should be hearing something. Hold on. I'll turn the music up a little bit. Hostile. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. It appears the rocket has gone silent on us. Which, I mean, I'm not complaining too much, but... Oh well, it don't matter. The point is we got the rocket up into space, so that's good. Alright, we're going to want to go to Uranus, because that is literally the planet that we have to go to. So we go down here. Slow down the velocity. Okay, wait for a bit. Okay, there we go. Okay, we get our inventory, we get our fluid tank. Alright, let's quickly power. Ah, creeper. Just send those away. There we go. Alright, with that, we should be good to go. We just need to find our little home base that we made, essentially. But once we have that, then we should be golden of sort. Words. I should think. We should be golden at that point, once we find it. It should be around here somewhere. I know I built it nearby, at least. Like, I built it somewhere near the mountain or something. Like a little alcove or something. I don't know. I really should start putting markers on where these things are, because otherwise I'm just going to be lost most of the time. Ah, jeez. Well, I'll find it regardless. It's just going to take time. Ow. Okay, no, this is it, I think. Yep. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm here. Okay. How's the mining gone? We've gotten a ton of crystal ore. Perfect. Just what I was looking for. Alright, with this, we suit out. We can, what? We're basically good to go back home. We just need to put in the materials. Into our inventory, I should say. We'll toss these three out because they're kind of pointless. I guess we can keep the fluid pipe, not that we need. Oh, we managed to get some cheese ore as well, so that's nice. We'll stop that. We'll pick this machine up. We'll pick up the chest as well. Thank you very much, skeleton. Don't need you. Alright. I guess I can leave the gen going. So I will get a weirding chunk. Place that there so we have it. Alright, no wireless transmitter, obviously, but hey, we can go back home now, and we teleport back. And we're good. For the most part. Alright, let's... that away. Now. But we are going to need the other materials to make our next ship. So, in order for us to make the next ship, we're going to need to turn the crystal ore into crystal ingots. And then we just compress the crystal ingots accordingly. The white crystals, on the other hand... yeah, the crystals can be made into white gems, which the white gems can be made into unfamiliar items, apparently. Whatever those are. I need stage disabled first. Whatever that means. Okay. Okay, you're right. Alright, so we're gonna need, white... No, we're gonna need the proper crystal ore. We'll split it up into 4. No, we can actually do it together, I think. I should be able to just do... There we go. I do believe we have that power. Use it in that way. Miner away, take the crystal ore. There we go. Fill that up nice and pretty. And like that, we've got a ton of crystal ingots producing, which is literally the last material we need for the next tier ship. Now, I have, through streams, been making more compressed materials. This is just a speed thing. Whether I do have enough or not, I'm not entirely certain, but I will try my utmost to see if I can. But at the very least, we got a ton of dash, we got a ton of going in. Should be fine for the most. Alright, let's get the crystal blocks compressed. Or at least as much as we feasibly can, anyways. And while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to figure out how much it's required for a Tier 7 rocket, because that's bloody expensive, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, a Tier 7 rocket. Let's see. We're going to need Tier 7 materials, so 1 second while I open up my notepad, because goodness knows I'm going to need it. Alright, give me a second. I need to open up notepad. Here we go. Oh, great. It crashed. Lovely. And this is why I dislike Sevtech Ages sometimes, because if you minimize it, it just ruins everything. Great. Okay, well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to take a few minutes break in order for this to reload, so I'm going to take 5 minutes, and when we return, we will get into making this... We'll get into making the rocket, because that's just how it be. See you guys in a bit. Okay, I'm back. Currently, it seems the Sevtech Ages is just nearing completion, and there we go, it is complete. Perfect. I'm going to quickly... Are you kidding? No. It crashed again. Great. Okay. I guess game just wants to just make my life hell. Okay. Well, this is annoying. If this keeps up, I might have to end the series prematurely because crashing is not good. Having it crash like that over and over again is just gonna make things a lot worse. Hopefully it's not a commodity and I just can get this loaded real quick. But at the rate it's going, if it keeps doing it, then I might have to end stream early and figure out what I'm gonna do next, because as much as I love the series, if it continues to crash like this, then we're kind of in a pickle. I'm gonna quickly resize things. Okay, resizing has been done, and of course it is a loading process, which is annoying. But it's not like I got much other things to do, right? Okay. What to do? Alright, well, I mean, we've only got one more thing technically to do, which is the rocket, so once we make the rocket, which is basically nearly done, we can literally do what we want. We're just gonna have to hope that this doesn't crash, like, over and over again. But that's something I'm just gonna have to worry about later. But yeah, what we're probably gonna do after, once we're done with the rocket, is we're probably gonna get some Envirotech stuff. This is to produce more sand mainly, but we can use it to make other things because there are blocks out there that we can use. And because we have technically a near infinite storage space, we should be fine. Oh, come on, don't you crash. Don't you crash on me. Okay, there we go. Whew. I was worried it was going to crash there. It was giving me the white screen of death, and I'm just like, oh no. Please don't tell me it's going to crash. Oh, that would have been horrible. Although it keeps doing it. It's starting to. It keeps scaring me. Like it's not gonna load, and it's just like, oh no, oh no. But I'm gonna have to see if I can't figure out a solution to this at some point, because having it do this constantly is not a good thing. So if I do have to go through this and if I have to go through some saves, delete some stuff, get some stuff saved, or I don't know. We'll figure it out. But honestly, I have no idea what could be causing the issues. I'm no mod developer, so who knows? It probably crashes from time to time. There has been. I do recall that there has been at times where it crashes because of the... What is it? The... Shoggoths, I think they are. Like, those things start crashes at some point for some reason. I'm not sure why. But that is the only thing that I can come up with. And that's only because I am familiar with the series of a mod pack through VODs. I'm not sure if it's the actual problem, but if it is, then I will have to get to it at that point. However, for now, we should be fine. So first I'm going to delete some things. I might as well, right? Now we'll get rid of this one as well while I'm at it. There we go. I'll keep the very first one at the very least, so... Hopefully this helps the lag a little bit, or at least whatever memory I have of it. But, I don't think it will. But I digress. At the very least, we're good. It's not dead yet, but we will have to keep that in mind that we can't just minimize the game for our convenience. We actually have to move the tab thing around and just keep it open, otherwise it's just going to crash, which is not good. We do not want it to crash again. Okay. Alright, we currently have our suit on. We are back prior to a specific area. Alright, let's quickly... in our chests. Alright, get our suit off. Let us open the suit away. Get our armor on. Open this. Put that away. I guess put these in here because we'll need them later. We'll quickly get the Uranus stuff set up. We want specifically the crystal ore cooked. There we go. Let's get the last stack here. There we go. We'll let that pump out, and while we're waiting, we can get the compressed desh out, and we'll let that cook once more. But yeah, that is basically it. All we've got to do now is literally get the crystals set up for processing, because that is going to be a long, arduous journey. We've got lava processing slowly but surely, so that's nice. But now, we only have one thing left to do. And that is to make the rocket. And that is going to be a process in of itself. So, for this rocket, let's see. We are going to need 7 heavy-duty... We're going to need tier 7 heavy-duty plates. How many? I would assume the same amount as the prior rocket. We're also going to need the blueprint for it, obviously, so that is another thing, but we'll get to that in a minute. So we're going to need 3... No, wait, we're going to need 5... We're going to need 10. We're going to need 14... So we're going to need 16 from here, we're going to need 4 from here. So that's 20, so we got 30 here, 34. So we're going to need 37 tier 7 heavy duty plates. Alright, to get that, we're also going to need a bit of extra, so we're going to need 8 extra heavy-duty plates from tier 6, so... We're going to need a total of 45 tier 6. Alright, to make tier 7, we're going to need 5 reinforced crystal as well, so we're going to need 5 times the crystal to make that, so... So 5 times 37. We're gonna need a 185 tier 7 or we're gonna need... Wait, hold on. Yes, we're gonna need a we're going to need 185 reinforced crystal. Alright, because of that, we got the tier 6 heavy duty plates, and we're going to need 45 of those, so... Actually, I'm going to need 45 of all tiers at this point, so give me a second. Okay, that is the tier 5s. Okay, so now tier 5. We're going to need compressed magnesium, and we're going to need 45 of it, so... we need to multiply by 5 for magnesium, so... We're going to need 225 magnesium. And that is compressed magnesium, specifically. For the tier 5 plates, we're going to need palladium, so 225 of that. Thankfully, I prepared that. Alright, tier 4 plates are going to require carbon and mercury. We're going to need 4 times the mercury, specifically. So that is 180 mercury, specifically. For the tier 2 plates, we're going to need compressed desh. And for the heavy-duty plate tier 1s, we're going to need compressed metered iron. And finally, we're going to need 2 times the aluminum, steel, and bronze, basically. And all of that just needs to be compressed. So let's see how things are for compressed. Because I have been preparing them. Alright, so 46. Alright, if we get 46 compressed bronze, we're going to need compressed aluminum. And steel. Steel we've basically got. Yep, we've got steel. We're going to need aluminum now, which I do believe we have in abundance. Magnesium. Yep, here we go, aluminum. So we get 46 of each. That'll make the recipe for the materials. We got some extra desh, so all good, all good. Okay. We process that into tier 1 plates. Now we need meteoric iron. I should only need 45, so that should be good. Alright, we're going to need 45 compressed desh. Alright, that is the desh. Now we need carbon. Alright. There we go. That is the carbon. We're going to need now mercury for this. Thankfully, I've got plenty enough. So we got 64, 128. Yeah, I just need to lose 12 of these, so 12 goes away, and that is the mercury done. Alright, we've got the materials here. We'll put one plate away, and we'll get that done. Put the heavy-duty plate away, because we don't need it right now. But yeah, we got the dish, we got the carbon, we've got the mercury in abundance. Now we need the palladium, which we should have. Okay, do I have enough though? I'm not sure. Alright, we just need to lose half a stack, so we need to lose 31 specifically, so there we go, that's the palladium. Now we need the magnesium sorted. And the magnesium is actually the same amount here, so there we go, 33. And we got magnesium ore just ready to go if we ever need it, so that's plus. Alright, well, we can get all these crystal ingots. At the very least, I'm fairly certain the, because we have so much of it. I digress. This is me just ranting at this point. Okay, from here we just charge our wireless thing. Technically our things are done here, but before we do, I want to actually get some palladium working. Well, not palladium, but heavy crystal. So we're going to want ingots, 4 stacks worth to go in. We'll have those compressing. Yep. Easy enough, simple enough. Get the heavy-duty plates, which we've got 45 of, which is nice. Now we can get the compressed crystals going, so that's going to take some time, unfortunately, but hey. Considering we're getting 4 stacks, which is kind of required, we should only need 3 stacks, though, for this tier 7 rocket. We should be fine. In the meantime, we will get the other materials while we're at it, so we need 1 redstone torch for the nose cone. We are going to need compressed crystal for the sides. We're going to need fuel canisters. We're also going to need the magenta wool, which we've already got. We're going to need oxygen vents, so we can make those. We're going to need, if I'm not mistaken, 3 because of the rocket engine. Okay, that's 3. We can put the redstone torch in there, so we don't need to actually take them out. Alright, let's see. We're going to need a tin canister, which we've already got. We got the oxygen vent. We're going to need a button. We are going to need a flint and steel. We do not have the flints, unfortunately. So we'll just have to quickly take out the flint that we've been processing in here. Thankfully, I remembered that I did that, else I would be stuck there. We'll make 1 flint and steel. And we've basically got everything except for the material components for the other piece of the rocket. We are still lacking the compressed crystal and the fueled canisters, so we'll quickly get those. Alright, I'll get 2 of those. I will quickly go over to this machine, which is designed to fill said canisters. There we go. Put those away, and now we are basically golden on that front. Got 2 stacks. We're going to need 185, so that is a thing. We're also going to need 4 for the rockets, so that is an additional 8, which should add it up to 193, I think, roughly. It doesn't matter ultimately, we're going to still get enough because we're just basically throwing in 4 stacks and producing 4 stacks. It's still something to keep note of at least, but I digress. Okay, from here, I guess while I wait, because the crystal comes first, right? I guess in the meantime we can see about making some upgrades to our void miners, I guess? Because there is one upgrade I'd actually like to get my hands on if I can. Now, with Envirotech, there is a particular lens that you can get your hands on. I'm looking to see if I can get the clear lens, if I can. Let's see. The white lens gets me more iron, quartz, and whatnot, but no, I want something specific. Yeah, I want the crystal laser lens, which requires 6 iridium blocks. Alright. Unfortunately, I do not have enough to get the iridium, so that is going to be a process of time and effort. But in the meantime, what I can do is I can make more void ore miners, which is nice, but I'd actually like to make something else today. Now, of course I could go into the void ore miners and keep going with them, but what I need right now more than anything is actually either the void resource or it was the... I think it was the void resource miner anyways. Yeah, we need the void resource miner if I'm not mistaken. Now the reason why I'm getting a void resource miner in particular is because, well, it starts to generate normal blocks. And one of those blocks, which I'm going to be focusing on, is sand. You can probably guess why I'm wanting sand in particular. Yeah, sand in particular is going to help generate more salt. It won't increase the speed of it, of course, but it will produce more salt and thus more progress. So at the very least, we're not going to be lacking in sand for the process, which is basically what is required for the recipe for the most part, and that is just how I'm going to be doing things. But I digress. Alright, about that in a minute, but I can start getting the compressed crystal out now. So let us... Plate goes in with Desh to get tier 3 next. And we can start making the sub-materials, I think? No, we need to get tier 7 heavy-duty plates first. At the very least, I can get the tier 6 set up, so... 1 second while I get the amount needed for the tier 6, or the tier 7. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so we need to get rid of a stack and 7. Okay. But that is basically, that is all that's needed for the reinforced heavy crystal for the upgrade there. And from there we can get the tier 4 upgrades, which basically pumps it up another grade. Then we get another grade pumped up. And then we will have ourselves a tier 7 rocket to go to a tier 7 planet, alongside any other materials we want. But of course, that is going to take time and effort. For the void ore miners, though, we'll have to get on that, so give me a second. We still need 2 more litherite, it seems. We've got enough for 1. Now, do we have enough for another litherite block? Nearly. We just need lime dye. Alright, that's 20. Okay, we need litherite, then we get the litherite block. And now we make the void resource miner, which is going to be our process for making more materials over here in the back. But that is going to be concerned for later. Oh right, void ore miner. What's that doing? Oh, we're getting more gold. Hold on. Yeah, no, that would explain it. Okay, so the reason I changed this yellow laser lens, I was confused, is because I'm getting sulfur blocks out of it. Usually you get these at the between lands, but if you grind them a certain way, you can turn them into, well, you can turn them into sulfur. And that is the material required to get the automation of the machine going. Which, in turn, or at least the machine I'm talking about, it helps basically put materials into the chemical oxidizer here, which requires the whole process of this machine working in the first place. So the more I get lucky with the sulfur, the more materials I get, and ultimately, well, it keeps powering, gives more iron slurry, just repeats the process down here, and just makes more power. So basically you rinse and repeat, you get a bunch of it, and it goes from there. But I digress. That is yet another thing that we have to worry about at another later date. Not something we need to worry about right now. In there. It's going to take a bit of effort because we got so much. But we can get the magnesium in there in a bit, but that will have to be another thing for later. Okay. But I digress. It is something that we can do at some point. But for now, what we are going to do next is get the materials ready for the void resource miner. It is basically built like the same. It's built basically the same as the void ore miners. It's just built differently, in a different sense of the word. As for how that's built, you'll understand quickly, but it's basically the same as what is shown down below. Right, if I do recall, we're going to need structure frames, so 24 of them specifically. Okay, let us get our inventory open. Alright. Okay, we're going to need structure frames, tier 1. Alright, we're missing interconnects and litherite crystals. We're definitely going to need more, it seems. We're going to need 24 specifically. We've only got 8, so we're going to need more connectors. Alright, that's 64 connectors. We've already got 8, so... Okay, that's 24. That is enough for 10, but we're still going to need more litherite, which is going to require more green dye. Which, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of to work with. Green dye is usually just made via cactus, so there is that. Can we... Yep, we can get Cactus Green from the crusher, so we'll quickly go about doing that. We're just going to need Cactus Green specifically. So we really need to find a way to automate cactuses, though. But I think that other than that, we should be good. If we can automate cactus dye, then we can get more Cactus Green, which will help automate the whole process. It's basically one of those things where you have the materials, you just need to farm it. I'm going to have to figure out a farm, though, for it, so once we get something set up, we'll worry about it at that point. But I'll figure something out, I'm sure. For now, though, we've got plenty of cacti to work with. We just need to process it properly. That's just how it be. Right, we go into the... do we have a cook? No, we can't put it in the enrichment chamber. We need a smelter specifically. So what we're quickly going to do is we're going to take 16, 16, 16, 16, and 16. And there we go. We'll just pump in resources like so. It won't be the most efficient way, but hey, it does the job. That's the key thing here. We're not looking for the most perfect situation here. In that front, we've got 2 extra cacti that we can provide, so let's quickly do that. Put in 16 here. And I guess we can put 16 into here while we're at it. No need to not, after all. Probably an unnecessary thing, but whatever. But we got the void resource miner, we got the structure frame. We just need all the other things, which yeah, it takes time to make, but I digress. We need time anyways because we're making so much carbon anyways, so... Alright, so mercury goes in. That should be the last of the mercury that we need to throw in. But hey, that's tier 4 plates getting done. Alright. Now let us see if we have enough Cactus Green. Perfect, we've got 48, that should be fine. We only need 32 to get a full stack after all, so that's a plus. Just means we have more to process, that's for sure. But hey, once we get it processed, we should be able to make some more of the void ore miners, or at least the resource miners anyways. And if we're lucky, we might be able to get away with a botanic miner, which I do believe provides us flowers, which is a key part for... Well, it provides us a bunch of saplings, obviously, which is going to be nice. It provides us those, but what I'm more interested in is the flowers that come with it, yeah. Because they will provide flowers, it will provide fruits, veggies, it'll provide just barely chorus fruit and all that jazz. But the big thing is cactus. So, while it's not preferred material, I can still get it. So that's good. Alright, let's get the dye while we're at it. There we go. And we got, there we go. That should fill up to full now. Now we just have to make more of the structure frames, which requires litherite. Okay, that's 16. Alright, 18. We still need 24, so we're still lacking, but that's fine. We're doing our best with what we've got. Okay, with that, we've got tier 4 heavy-duty plates sorted. Magnesium, I believe. And then we can start pumping those out, I do believe. And then we can start throwing in the... What is it, the crystal, or is it the palladium? No, we need the palladium first, so magnesium comes next. So we'll get the crystals over there, palladium next, there we go. That'll get tier 5. Which is, again, a whole process that we have to go over, which is, you know, we do what we can. That's all I can say. Okay, 32 green dye powder, nice. Got a solid stack. Put that there. Okay. Okay, we need more lime dye, it seems. Okay, 16 should be fine, I think. Right, we're gonna need litherite, so... Alright, we get... So 2, 4... We need 6. So 12 should be fine. So 20, 22, 24. There we go. 24 structure frames. We got the resource miner. Alright, what else do we need? We need 20 structure panels. So 20 of these. Only got 2 currently, but we can make that easily fixed. Alright, 32. Alright, we've got that, but we failed to get the iron bars, so we'll quickly get those. Only got 16, but that's fine. We'll try and make do. Which we can't. Okay, I guess I'm getting a stack of iron to compress some iron rods together. Because that is what's going to be needed, because obviously, that's just how it be. I'll get the metal press mold in there. We'll wait for that to process. How's this doing? We're going to need more palladium in there, but hey, all done. For the most part, we got 38, and it's producing in as much as we possibly can, so I'm not going to complain. Although, that said, I should probably consider getting a larger item input, I think. At the very least, upgrading from small to normal, at least. Okay, can I upgrade to reinforced or something? No, it doesn't seem like I can, or at least I can't figure out a solution to it. Do we have the tier 7 blueprint? That's what I'm wondering. Because if we don't, then I have another reason to go and build. Yeah, no, I need the tier 7 blueprint anyways, so that is yet another thing that we're going to have to add to the list of things that we gotta do. So for this, we're going to need cheese. Alright, to make that, we're going to need cheese. We're going to need 9 specifically. Alright, we got the cheese. We're going to need a crystal ingot and an empty map. Do we have a compass spare? I mean, we got the death compass, which isn't going to work. We do have 4 compasses on hand, so we can make that. Alright, so we got the empty map. We're going to need crystal ingot. There we go. From here, we need the empty map, crystal ingot. Then we pump in the cheese, as we do. Normally, I guess I could, like, just smelt it all together, but why should I? I should just do it normally. I'll just do it the manual way. And with that, we've now got the blueprint set up. We've got the plates already made. Upgrade from there to magnesium, which is going to be tier 6, and we should have enough for tier 7, which is the final process of this entire hodgepodge of a journey. But hey, that's par for the course. Alright, for the structure panels, we're basically almost done. We just need to get the... Yeah, we just need to get the iron bars. Thankfully, we got plenty to work with now. Alright, we got 20 of those. Now, what else is required? We need 2 laser cores and 1 laser lens of any type. Alright, so we're going to need 2 laser cores and a laser lens of any type. So we get a clear laser lens, and what do we want? We're going to want a yellow laser lens, if I'm not mistaken. That is because we can get sand. There we go. Now that that's set up, we just gotta go down here and set up the machine. Because of the mechanism itself, I want to place it on this side, I guess. So we will start setting up the machine accordingly. Like so. Bada bing, bada boom. We then get the structure panels. Make sure we leave the middle open. Like so. We get the laser core, we get the yellow laser relay, we get the laser core again. Place the structure panels like all the others. Place them like that. And from here, we place in the Void Resource Controller. And technically we're good to go. We just need to connect it together with the Advanced Energy Relay. Which shouldn't be too hard. We just need laser relay, honestly, so... Alright, we just need 1 obsidian chest. We need a... item extraction cable. And we need, if we can get it, an importer. We will quickly connect these over to here. We'll make it a 1x2, so I guess it's like this. There we go. Quickly mine these out so we don't get it in the way. Okay, from here we get the item extraction cable. Place it there for now. Place the chest there. Oh, no, wait, I was right on the money. Place it there so we can extract from there. From here, we get a laser relay. I'll just go with the standard one to see if that works for us. Whether it works or not, I'm not entirely certain, but it will do the job all the same, whether it's slow or not. I'm just going to assume it's going to work, and we'll go from there. From here, we just simply connect the wire accordingly. Alright, we're probably a bit awkward, but whatever. From there, put in the cable. It is now producing resources, just slowly. But hey, we got netherrack, so that's a good show that we are doing right. And because it's on here, then we're pretty good. Alright, well, with that, we can now connect it with the, whatever it's called, the Yeah, we can connect it with the importer. We seem to be lacking logic processors, which sucks. But that is fine. It's not an immediate thing that we need to change, but hey. We're basically good to go. Alrighty tighty. From here, we can go back to our machine here. We can get the heavy-duty plates working. We're basically almost done with the Tier 6. And once we're done, we can just get to Tier 7. We've got the blueprint for the next one now, the Tier 7 rocket. So we will quickly place that down in the schematic bench for our convenience. We unlock the schematic, and now we've got a Tier 7 rocket set up. Or a blueprint, I should say. But now that the blueprint's set up, we are basically golden. Alright, now that we've got that, we just plates, we put in the rest, and now we are basically good for the rocket, as I do think we have all the resources necessary to make it. I think. If I don't, then I will worry about that in the immediate future. But considering... Oh wait, hold on. Oh, I need compressed reinforced crystal? Oh, okay, hold on. Alright, hold on. Alright, hold on. Alright, it makes the crystal ingots, which we compress into compressed crystal. Oh, do we need actual compressed crystal? Hold on. Oh, okay, I think I get it now. Okay, hold on. So there's actually compressed crystal, but there's also something else in addition to it. There is compressed reinforced crystal, which is the very thing required to make heavy-duty plate. So that's the whole reason why it's being weird here. Okay, that would explain a lot. Well, that's interesting. Okay, well... Let's see, do I have any extra materials here? Do. We'll grab those while we're at it. Is a bunch of engineering processors and logic processors, which was going to be needed regardless. Okay. From the looks of it, we're not actually getting that much of the material, it seems. Yeah, we're not getting much to produce for the chemical injection chambers, but we're getting enough. We're getting enough. That's the key thing here. We're probably going to have to make more if we want to make that more efficient, or try and figure out a method to make it more efficient. But I digress. It's not a huge concern. Could you not? Back off. But anyways, it seems that we're going to get infinites of many materials. We get sponges, we get terracotta, which is good. Alright. Alright, we get the importer. We just quickly put that on top here. Like so, and then it'll just start transporting all of that into the system, which is golden. It's not the most fantastical machine, but hey, these are pumping resources constantly, so I'm fine with it. And they don't actually take that much power, I found. Although they should probably do so, but hey, I'm not going to complain. The more of those we have, the more resources we get. The more resources we get, the more more materials we can provide to everybody, or at least to myself, to upgrade to tier 10. Which is the end game, this basically. Okay, we get the reinforced crystal now. pop them all in, I guess. It's probably an excessive amount, but whatever. At the very least, as long as it does the job, I am not going to complain. And that is Tier 7 heavy-duty plates sorted. But hey, it just means I've got to do 2 steps to get the reinforced crystal, basically, so... That's fun, I want to say? Not really. As long as we get the job done, I'm not going to complain too heavily. And by the time we are done, because we've already done the Envirotech thing that I wanted to do, which produces extra sand for the mechanism here, we are basically good to go. Of course, we're going to need to make the machines a bit more efficient, but hey. As long as we make them efficient, it should be fine. So, we'll start with the chemical oxidizer for energy. Okay. We're going to want an energy upgrade specifically. Put that in, and it should make things a bit more efficient. I think. Can I add more, though? Well, if I can't, then I'll just go about it. Then I'll just regret it later, but... Efficiency and capacity, okay. Can I upgrade it again to increase the energy a bit more? 56.9. Oh, I can upgrade it by 8 times, it seems. Okay. Let's get 2 more, see if that helps. Alright, the efficiency is at 3 times. That'll make it faster, though. Alright, that's 4. Hopefully this is enough, I'm thinking. Here we go. There we go. 10 times the efficiency for energy. And it's slowly actually powering up, which is good. That means it's doing its job in a much more efficient manner, which means we can keep producing brine, which just makes things a lot more efficient. The Rotary Concentrator is a timely manner. Okay, what we're going to want to do now is increase its speed. Do we have enough osmium? No, we don't. We're going to need more osmium, it seems, if we want to make this happen. So, see if we can snack some osmium when we have the chance. Which we don't have the chance, so I guess osmium's off the table for now. Okay, reinforced crystal is ran out, so we're going to need more compressed crystal. I think I need 4 to compress. Yep, I need 4 to compress, but otherwise it is a process that can work. So we get 5, we put 5 in here. Alright, we put in the compressed reinforced crystal back. And from there, we now have 37 heavy-duty plates, which is literally what is required. Okay. Alright, time to make the Tier 7 rocket. First, 2 2 boosters. 2 Tier 7 boosters, I should say. Next, we get 4 fins. Alright, that's 4 fins. Now, get the rocket booster, or rocket engine itself. Then, we get this. And now we get the heavy-duty plates out. And we should have 10. Perfect. And because of this, and because we have a tier 7 rocket, before we do make it, I want to rest so we have a nice bright day ahead of us. And from here, we go in, we go all the way to tier 7, line it up like so, get the fins in place, get the tier 7 nose cone, tier 7 rocket boosters, the tier 7 engine, bada bing bada boom, we've got a tier 7 rocket. We are now 3 tiers away from tier 10. Once we hit tier 10, that is basically all the rockets we need to make, and we're basically going to be entering endgame at that point. Of course, we are going to need to do a lot more prep work, but that's part of the course. Alright, but because we now have a tier 7 rocket, we now have access to Neptune, alongside Triton, which is another moon that we can go to. But Neptune seems to be the next place that we can go to. So yeah, we're going to be going to Neptune, which will provide us with zinc, which is going to be our next upgrade, I'm sure. Before we do that, I'm going to see if we have anything else we want to do. One second, I just need to check. Let's see. Oxygen gear, frequency, nodule, okay. Alright, let's see. What do we need for crystal ingots? Or rather, what can we make with crystalline ingots? We can make compressed crystals, we can make scamulators. Alright, what does the compressed crystal do for us? We can seams that will work during day and night. We can either get that, or we can get compressed reinforced crystal, which will yield us, obviously, the rocket parts, which we don't need. So it's literally the upgrade for if we want to get solar panels that work day and night. We're fine on power. We've got a generator that's running on fuel that's constantly going and whirring. It is perfectly fine as it is. And while it's not looking complete in sense, it does the job. That's the good thing. And I'm not going to complain for results after all, considering the results here. Like, we're producing a lot of power. Like, an absurdly excessive amount, I must admit. And honestly, I couldn't agree more with that. So, yeah. I think all that's left we've got to do is we just got to power through the various areas. With how things are going, we're probably going to have to start doing we're probably going to make some more void ore miners, but I'll do that on my off time. But I think I'm going to end stream here. It's not the longest stream that we've done, but hey, usually we go to 3 to 4 hours, so I'd say this is a reasonable amount, but I digress. What we're probably going to do, or at least what I'm going to do next stream, if I do have the time, is I'm going to make more of these Envirotech miners. I'm basically just going to make 6 of these all lined up. If I can, I'd like to upgrade them with some crystal lenses, but I'll just leave my game overnight, and we'll see how that generates. Hopefully I don't die, but honestly, considering moving wastes your energy, that usually is the cause for most death. So as long as I leave it overnight, I'm in a safe space, like a little vault or something, I don't know, I should be fine. But I digress. That is gonna be it for me, I think. Let me just move up to a proper position, because we've got the tier 7 rocket, so that's a nice addition to our list. But I digress. Let's move up somewhere. Let's see. I guess I'll I guess I'll go over here. Why not? It's where all the machines are at, and where literally everything is stationed, so, yeah. For those of you on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification if you want to see my stuff. I stream daily, so if you want to catch more of my streams, you can catch me to 3 to 7 MST time in the description down below where my Twitch link is. So if you want to catch my streams, that is the way to do it. And if you want to just comment or do anything like that, by all means, every little bit counts. I'll always answer, or at least I'll try to answer, everything I can. If it's something you are curious about, and I'd be happy to answer. For those of you on Twitch or who are coming from YouTube to Twitch, follows are always appreciated. If you see the bottom left corner of my stream, there is a little follower tab. If that hits 50, then I should be able to provide you guys more content, or at least the terms of like giving you guys chances to use bits and all that jazz. But hey. That's so you guys can interact with me more, and you guys can be interested in my stuff. But I digress. If you want to catch my older VODs, the easiest way to go about doing that is going to my YouTube channel in the description down below Twitch chat. For those of you who want to see my more recent content, then it's probably best that you come to Twitch. But I digress. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. I know I did. And I'll see you guys next stream. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.